We recognize Mr. Farenthold here. Mr. Harris, you previously served as the Deputy Chief Financial Officer. We introduced you as being responsible for contract administration, grant management, accounting. Your ignorance about contracting is, I think, without merit. We will now recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Farenthold, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Harris, I'm over here behind the person doing the transcriptions. I'll lean over so you can see me. So after the breaches at the OPM, the OMB launched the cyber sprint for 30 days, and you guys actually scored -14, which puts you in the worst of the worst. And I've kind of heard some testimony here that you are trying to improve. But the Department's performance in that cyber sprint reinforces a key IG finding that the Department had no mechanisms to restrict the use of unauthorized devices on its network. This was a finding from the 2011 fiscal year. The IG is continually warned that failure to restrict unauthorized devices on internal network segments could allow perpetrators to bypass the two-factor authorization, obtain information about the network, and gain access to the Department's internal resources. Obviously, the private sector is moving faster than the government by banning workers from using portable devices such as USB drives, and warning employees to be careful what they post on social media, and even discouraging workers from posting out-of-office replies on their emails. The IG found you used Department emails to support your side business. We've talked a lot about that, but also that you connected various electronic devices like USB thumb drives and CD-ROMs from home in conflict with your own policy, internal policy that I guess you wrote. I mean, don't you see a little problem here where the guys on the top aren't following the rules?
We certainly have tools in place now to restrict all employees from connecting anything. I think it's standard practice when you travel all the time with your devices so that you can work to inadvertently put a non-supported USB or a CD in a drive.
My concern is that you guys have pretty much every student's Social Security number on file, probably including both of my daughters. I'm old enough, you probably don't have mine. So this is something that really is concerning. Mr. King was testifying that you guys have made some progress. Do you agree that the progress?
Yes, we have.
All right,
95% is a really good number.
There's still work to be done, though.
There is indeed.
What's stopping you from getting it done?
We have two small challenges on privileged and non-privileged. On the privileged, we're 95, and we have one vendor who is completely re-architecting their data center to segment out the Department of Education so that we can overlay two-factor authentication. That is to happen in March, and we will be at 100%. In terms of unprivileged users, we are at 86% plus, and we're looking at our assistive technology and disabled community to provide technology that allows them to use two-factor, and then we will be 100% on unprivileged as well, and we're looking to achieve that by summer.
All right, and so can you talk a little bit about your CIO? Could you talk a little bit about your IT background and training? Because it looks like you came up through the financial and contracting segments.
Actually, I came up through the IT segment. I started at the Department as a GS5 programmer. I did development work probably for the first 7 years of my career. I did database administration work.
So you should have. Why didn't you see some of this coming beforehand? I mean, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but so having worked up in the trenches of the organization, and you saw the headlines from Snowden to. I mean, why didn't we see some of this coming and do something about it before it hit the fan?
So, as an IT professional, I am not a cybersecurity subject matter expert. And so it is true that the Department has been slow in making progress, and we're happy about the progress we're making now, but we need to make more.
If you're a former programmer, been messing with computers for years, in light of when Snowden came out, didn't something go off in your head? Maybe we ought to make sure this doesn't happen to us?
Well, it's a good question. I would like to say that approximately 6 years ago, I met with then Secretary Arne Duncan and indicated to him that I was very concerned about our IT security posture, and I asked him for funding to do the first ever department IT security discovery process. And that was really, in my opinion, the foundation of the department really starting to get really serious about cybersecurity.
But then how do we come to, just less than, a few months ago, you're an F? I don't understand it. I guess if, I'm not going to take the shot. We just got to get it fixed. I'll yield back.